are. Welcome to Daily Antidote of Song. Great day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, happy journey, happy everything, happy Tuesday. I'm Arne, I'm your host for this edition of Daily Antidote of Song, coming to you every single day by those beautiful people at Carpe Diem Arts. And they dress really well too. Give them a hand. Give them a hand and some shoulders. Head, shoulders, baby. One, two, three. Okay, that's a whole nother song. All right, we're not doing that today, but we're thankful for Carpe Diem Arts. It is June 27th, and I think it's day 1178. Somebody's going to let me know if that is the truth or not. True or not, let's get this party started by saying hello and greetings to the humans who are live streaming on all the platforms. Go ahead, wave to them. And you might as well just wave to each other. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to say hello to Jojo Rossi, who is somewhere in this space. Hello, hello. And giving thanks to our jamming on the one, jamming on the one, jamming on the one, Jaden. Thank you for being here, all of you. Let's see who's shrooming in the rooms with us today. We've got Kevin in DC, Harriet in Chicago. We've got Delhi. We've got Trish in Victoria, Susan G in Cincinnati, Kate in Charlottesville. We've got Cricket here, Michelle and Steve in Silver Spring, Arlene on the West Coast, the best coast in Berkeley. We got Bob here, Bob rocking the red. Baba James Harkless is here. It's always a good day. Bonnie in Boise. Carolyn in Boise, day 1178. Thank you for that. Storm is here in the Zoomiverse from Massachusetts. Clive is here. We've got Kathy in Virginia, Fred in Silver Spring, Susan in Seattle, Anne in Silver Spring, Nancy and Irish Cow are here, Jamie in Virginia. We've got Ruth in Birmingham, UK. We got Sherry Shakti here in New Hampshire, Jane in Texas, Hoda in British Columbia, Annette in California, Aloysius somewhere in the world, Amos is here, Caroline in DC, Jenny in Suffolk, UK, LMG and friends, I believe, Moon in Alexandria, Virginia, Bob in Massachusetts. I'm sure there's a bear somewhere there. Y'all see what I did? Okay, we got the Peabodys here, those curly tops in Vermont. Jean in Pittsburgh is here. Lauren is connecting now, and we are very, very happy to be together today. If you happen to be new to the Daily Antidote Room today, or if you have a good knock knock joke, I'm really into knock knock jokes. Put it into the chat. Okay, so yeah, I'm back with the little shorties again, and they like knock knock. I'm really turning them on to knock knock jokes, and so if you have some good ones, put them in the chat. But if you're new to the Daily Antidote Room, your admission is your smile and your good energy. Put your name, the city you are tuning in from, and let us know how you found us on day 1178. All right, everyone, we've got a wonderful treat in store today. Our guest is a multi-disciplined, multi-instrumentalist music man. He's a wonderful singer, composer, recording artist, and educator who enjoys fiddling around literally within a variety of music styles, including Appalachian, Cajun, Celtic, blues, jazz, and swing. His recent collaborations as a folklorist have been with the Smithsonian New Harmonies exhibit, the Georgia Humanities Council, Carpetbag Theater, Dust to Digital Records, and Northwest Georgia Textile Heritage Trail. What in the world happened there? We will find out very shortly. You'll see him often in concert with our very own Elise Witt, with jazz clarinetist Dub Hudson, and the Kinney family old time dance band. Of course, they're called the Hick Hoppers. We're very fortunate to have him here with us today. He is back by popular demand. Everybody, put your hands together and put them up for the wonderful Mick Kinney. Mick, come forward to the stage, please, sir.
Yes. Close as I can get. I'd like to be closer, but fine.
Oh, that's good. How are you today?
Nothing between us except the piano.
Okay. So, how are you feeling today?
Uh, It's an early gig for me, but it was a very short commute.
Okay, this man's got one-liners. I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you.
I do need to
All
update my resume. I think the latest thing you had on there was from like, it was pre-pandemic. I know that.
Okay, well, we'll talk about what's been going on since the pandemic. But before that, let's get to the song that you're sharing with us today. Tell us the name, and will you please teach us a part so that we can sing along with you on mute?
Yeah, yeah. This is the title track off my debut singer-songwriter uh, um, CD. Those you remember those things? Uh, the turn of the century. Uh, I wrote this song's from the '90s. Is goes back to the late '90s, and I had been collecting songs for a long time. I called it the it was I was 40. I was about 40, so I called it the record that took 40 years to make. It was just things that I collected because most people know me as a fiddler or a banjo traditional artist, and I call myself an old time cover musician. I'm just usually playing anything that's basically public domain where I don't have to pay royalties.
That's right.
So people don't know that I write songs. They say, "Oh, you should write songs like your brother," which is I'm Mr. Kinney the elder, by the way. If you remember, my little brother Kevin was on a couple of weeks ago, maybe. And anyways, he's the songwriter of the family, and I'm the traditional guy. So I'm the banjo fiddle dude. But today I'm doing my Billy Joel thing.
Okay. All right. So, what's the name of the song?
Yeah, so it's called "Nothing Left to Chance." And so you want to just go into the chorus. You said you want to do a chorus. It was the only thing I could come up with that actually has a repeating chorus. I don't usually do chorus as much, but I think the chorus go if you have the lyrics thing there. It's a chromatic melody. It's this kind of scale. We're all born to lose, but we're all bound to win. You got to spin the wheel again. There's nothing left to chance. So that's the refrain.
Okay, so break it down to us for us line by line.
We're all born to lose, like strawberry fields, kind of thing. We're all bound to win. We're bound to win. Born to lose, bound to win. You got to spin the wheel again. There's nothing left to chance.
That's quite jazzy sounding there. I like that.
It comes out different ways on different days and different decades. So yes. So now, we're ready for the full demo run through now.
Okay. Do we
I don't know
do?
what happened. You're the host.
Okay, I'm still not quite sure. Just just do a little slow because I want to be able to sing along too. So we're all born to lose. Is that what it is?
We're all bound to win. You got to spin the wheel again. There's nothing left to change.
Oh, I love that. I love it. Okay, I'm ready. I think we're ready. Let's bring it.
For refrains. Huh? Okay, we're ready for the demo. Okay, here we go. We all come through this world alone. Before and after all. And all that lies between is only what we've done. What do we break? our castles in the sand, slipping through the hourglass, slipping through our hands, just like all our plans. There's nothing left to change. But we're all born to lose. But we're all bound to win. You got to spin the wheel again. There's nothing left to change. We all come through this world afraid. We're all afraid to turn the page. Afraid that our story ends just like where it ends begins. You got to take another chance. We're all hanging by a thread, dangling in the spider web. But all we try to hold only holds us back. We're tangled up again. We're all bound to lose. We're all bound to win. You got to spin the wheel again. You know there's nothing left to change. One more verse. We've all been this way before. We'll all pass this way once more. Here we are again, where we've always been. There's nothing left to change. Yeah, we're all born to lose. We're all bound to win. Got to spin the wheel again. There's nothing left to change.
Wow. Wow. Mick, I wasn't expecting that, and I'm loving it. Little bossa groove, going. A little Dr. John energy up in there.
You found me out, yeah.
That was wonderful. I'm sure Kevin had fun with it. Let's take a breath. Okay. Now tell us again, where did that message come from? I mean, what was going on with you at that time?
Well, my poetry was in there is pretty much a lot of cliches, a lot of fortune cookie kind of things you've heard before, and like they say, steal from the best, So I just, it's kind of an anthology of my philosophy, but I like the wordplay. I only have English. I don't have not unlike Elise. I only have one language, so I try to go deep into the ambiguities and just words like chance, like can mean something like, oh, it's just by chance, or it could mean to gamble, or
That's
things,
right.
uh, or it could be an opportunity, and nothing left. It means it could be nothing left, or I've got nothing, but there's nothing left to chance means like kind of the opposite. It's like means, oh, no detail overlooked. So it's kind of like I like that sort of controlled chaos in English that we have. Like I'm always my Latinx Cuban friends are always, we always have fun with the international jokes and the the international puns, and and we make fun of English at every chance we can. Story of all the languages, you know, many of through history, and we have things, we have expressions like, every once in a while, like it is every once in a while, it's every little once in a while, or every so often. It is, we have little weird idioms like that, and so we have a lot of fun with language. So that song has a lot of double meaning words in there, and so as you asked where I was at that point, it was, everybody that's at a certain age thinks it's the worst crisis of all, and
Of course.
now looking back, I was like 40 at that time. I'm 65 now, and I'm like, well, I made it through that, and now we make. So now it's kind of fun to revisit this song like after the pandemic and kind of see like, oh, old friends are meeting again. There's nothing left to chance. We have, we've been this way before, and
Yes.
and kind of having a Zoom flashbacks from the pandemic now with this. This is, and also a little bit of romper room. Like when you introduce everybody, who remembers romper room is like, I see Johnny, I see Susie.
We need the mirror now. We just need the mirror.
Just like I had a romper room flashback. Yeah.
Well, speaking of rooms, that door looks very, very familiar behind you, that incredible door. Tell us where you are, sir, and perchance who may be with you.
Well, compliments of my publicist and record company executive. Tim World Records has kindly rented me this space for this, spared no expense to maintain this as a nonprofit.
I love it. So we get the hands, of course. Put those hands back out there again, please. Let's see who can figure out whose hands. Talking about romper room. That's you're really going there. You're really going there. The looking glass. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so Elise Witt, who we just love her so much, is there as your support today. Lucky, lucky, lucky you. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. So, you've been working as a professional musician for many, many moons now. I believe some of the names that are you're associated with are John Hartford, Victoria Williams, Frank Edwards. I'm interested in your connection with Casper Delmar Malone.
Yep, Casper,
Tell us about
before
him.
Doug Hudson, who is our elder statesman of clarinet in Atlanta, to whom the key was given by, I believe it was Maynard Jackson, gave him the key to the city way back.
Maynard Jackson?
Yeah, he was celebrated way back then, but now he's an elder statesman. He's in his 90s now. He's not playing much anymore. He's trying to keep up his kind of trying to keep up with it as much as he can. But Dub Hudson is our clarinet now for the past 10 years. But before then, we had Stranger Malone, who was a direct connection with the silent movie days. He was he passed away at 93 or so. And back in 2004, I think. And so, anyways, but he played in the silent movie pit, for Ben Hur, uh, and
I love it. I love it. I love it. So, how did you meet?
played with a lot of my heroes on the old '78 records, and so, anyways, we were always honored to play with him.
How did you meet?
Well, we met through the folk festival world. He was playing with some of my cohorts, and at the Georgia, the Skillet Liquors of Georgia. That's an old time string band, and he was one of the first that to play a clarinet along with fiddle and banjo music, which was actually Georgia has a lot of firsts. Being a original fusion state, with African and European music mixing early on with banjos and fiddles, but then also like in the hillbilly jazz hybrid was happening here. Like before later they called it Western swing out in Texas, but they tried it here in the 20s. And it was a lot of ragtime and blues mixed with like Appalachian fiddle tunes. So that's a fascinating intersection for me. And so that was how we met.
So, at the time, you were aware of his tremendous career, that he was such a celebrated sideman to so many.
No, he was no, he was definitely a peel in the onion guy. He was a, and he was a very much. You would never. take him for the world traveler that he was, or to be as erudite and well read as he was. He was an amazing, like, it took a long time to reveal like what he all his biography. I mean, he's so, you know, being at the time we met was like 80. He was in his 80s. So, but even then, even I mean, he went to Shanghai in the 20s, and I think he holds a world's record. It's not been disputed yet for the first uh, uh, to do first person to do a gig on land, air, and sea. Which, so because in air, but he actually like went on a barnstorming biplane with a playing a baritone saxophone, which is about 4 feet long, if you know that. They're quite long. And
Yes.
this is one of those old barnstorming planes. He had to hang it out of the plane, and there was like a promotion to give people rides in a barnstorming plane. And he played Irving Berlin's Blue Skies. Nothing but blue skies. So, anyways, that was his. I said that's got to be the first aerial gig of all time. I mean, they like didn't have Delta. There was no airlines. It was like
There was no friendly skies at that point. So when you met him, was he principally playing clarinet, trumpet, bass, or just everything?
clarinet for us. Yeah, we like the clarinet. But then come to find out, you know, he played flute, and he was a very philosophical, very kind of a Buddhist type guy. Like he was a very he was a very much. I don't know if I didn't. There's no direct connection with him on this song, but he was very much very philosophical, and we took a lot of walks together, and he always had deep comments about things.
Wow.
He wrote a little, but he wrote when he passed away, and we went through all his effects. He had little shards of paper and little things that he wrote down, little quips and things, and little poems and little short. He called them. That's just my doggerel poetry, you know, which is sort of like sort of just pedestrian poetry, like not real. He didn't think of it as anything, but we collected them all together, and made a little pamphlet that we used to sell at gigs and stuff, and
Wow.
for a scholarship fund. That's what I know. But it was. I finally remember all those things he used to say. He had little sayings that he'd say, and he was always had the little vaudeville jokes, like he'd say, you know, like I don't want to play those old age homes because you know they might keep me here. They might say, they might think I'm trying to make an escape or something, you know.
Shucks, he might find a girlfriend. Sometimes don't sleep on those. You go in there and find your next wife.
Yeah, he was kind of like a George Burns type guy who was like, I don't even buy green bananas because at my age, you never know, they might.
Okay.
He always had little vaudeville type quips like that.
Oh, wow. Were you involved in the film that was made on his life? Were you involved in
Yes,
that at
yeah.
all?
Yes, Lisa and I both pretty much co-produced that, and it was sort of we really just wanted to just like, hey, this guy, you need to get a camera and just kind of cinema verite this guy, just follow him around because he's always doing something, and he's so eccentric, and so, anyways, that was yes a lot to do with that, and kind of it's a documentary over several years before he
And
died.
is it available for purchase? Can we find it?
You can get it on probably on the George King's website. Uh, yes, and you can get my old CDs probably through EM World Records, through Elise. If you just you can just email Elise and we'll hook you up with it.
Okay, okay,
All this media stuff, you know, now that streaming's come about. So
okay. All right. Tell me a superpower you developed or that came through you during the pandemic that you're using now. One of your superpowers.
wow, superpowers. Well, nothing superhuman, but I would say probably just like phoning it in, like you know, that's a pretty just like I don't think that's unique to me though. I mean, it's like just you know, kind of doing a lot from home was is I would have thrived as a student during the pandemic. I mean, I would have loved like we don't have to go to school. I would have been. So I do look at the pandemic as sort of a golden era, like of rediscovery and self reparation and for the environment, everything. Like we found we could do with less. All we need is less, you know. And it's like that's what I would think of as if you want to think of a superpower, just you know, that minimalist kind of thing. We have a lot of clutter, but we don't, you know, around here. But it's we don't. consume a lot. We just we just keep what we have here. But so that was I'm already kind of, I know people lost loved ones during COVID and lost jobs and everything, but I do think it was a reset button for society, and it was a lot of the yin yang of that. So
Okay.
ties in
Okay.
with the song, I guess.
All
Where
right.
where we rolling?
So, okay, so you're back out in the world performing again?
Trickling back mostly at educator. Oh yeah,
Right.
we're starting to get out in the into the little outer orbits now, from the southeast, getting out on the eastern seaboard a little bit more, and so yeah, Lisa and I are going to be in Asheville, the middle of July. I think it's the 12th, 13th, and I'm teaching at
Hey.
John C. Campbell's school. The residencies are coming back, so if anybody wants to study Georgia music in the southeast, uh, I'm going to be teaching at John C. Campbell Folk School in August, the middle of August. And so, but I also, we have the Frank Hamilton School here. It's a brick and mortar permanent folk school in the Atlanta area. It's in Decatur, Georgia, which is just east of Atlanta, and that's our permanent institution of learning for music, and it's everybody's welcome there and is respected as a musician, no matter what they do. When they come there, everybody's a musician, as Frank said. For those of you that don't know Frank Hamilton, he took Pete Seeger's spot in the Weavers back in the 50s. So he goes away, and he's still with us. He still teaches guitar there. He's in his late 80s now. So Frank Hamilton, he's a big mentor to me. Very big, very influential on my jazz nomenclature, and he was one of the first to me to explain. I would just play by feel, like, what's this chord? Oh, that's an augmented 11th. Yeah, you're doing an augmented 11th. You couldn't call it a flat five, but and so he was an activist. He knew Woody Guthrie and Will Gear, those people out in California, and he played at the Gate of Horn and with all of the during the folk revival. He was one of the original folk revivalists, and he's still reviving it.
Still reviving it, still reviving it. So there's a question. How did you and Elise meet?
Well, we met at one of those. I would say we might have called it Escape from Christmas uh, holiday weeks in Florida. Dance. It was one of those dance weeks where so people, if you want to go to Florida and stay in lovely little cottages, and you dance every day between Christmas and New Year's, and at New Year's there's a big New Year's gala there. And so I was hosting the swing band. I was the swing band leader of the swing band, and she was the choral director. So we were kind of like passing each other during the week, but then at the gala New Year's thing celebration, this was the New Year's of the millennia, so millennium. So uh, she came on stage and she kind of tricked me with this tune. She did a, a sin to tell a lie, and they asked me if I knew sit right down and write myself a letter. I'm like, oh sure, yeah, we'll do that. And I started doing it, and then she started singing sin to tell a lie. But if you know, they're sort of partner songs. They go along together with the same harmony.
Wow.
Like, I was looking around like, she's singing the wrong song. Like, what's going on? So then that kind of worked into a part of our act. We kind of reenact that moment. That was how, so we met on stage doing that, uh, and then found out that we lived only 4 or 5 miles from each other. So
Wow.
in Georgia. So that was how we met.
And was mistletoe involved somewhere?
Pardon?
Was mistletoe involved somewhere?
There was a lot of pagan iconography there, idolatry. Escape from Christmas. But the main theme of it was is it turned into a survival week, because it was like, um, It was in Florida, so everybody thinks, oh, it's going to be a also escape from. So a lot of people from up north went down there, and it ended up
No
to be
birds.
20s. And it was more like a gulag. I think it was turned out it was more like a Hogan's Heroes gulag. Because it's just the uninsulated wood shacks, and everybody was burning stuff to stay warm, and it turned into a very winter survival.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I have to ask you to reenact that. So you have to play the song, and at least you have to sing the counter song. Just a little bit of it, just a little bit.
Oh, just a little bit. Oh, just to get the idea of how they kind of weave in and out. So like
Exactly.
I sing mine, and then she sings hers, and then we weave them together. So here's
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
the final chorus of the weaving together. I think your
No,
key
I better have
is
to do. Be
your
sure
key
it's
is
true, please. Yeah.
yeah. Be sure it's true.
When you say
Okay.
I love you, that's not my key.
Oh, it's not your key. How about this
No.
key?
I'm just putting you on the spot, so thank you for indulging us. Thank you.
Baby, be sure it's true
I'm going to
when
sit
you say
right down,
I love you,
write myself a letter,
cause it's a sin
and make
to tell
it came from
a
you.
lie. Millions of
I'm
hearts
going to write words so sweet,
have been broken
knock me off my feet.
just because these words
Love and kisses at the
were
bottom. I'll
spoken.
be so glad I got
It's
'em.
true
I'll smile
when you say
and say,
I love
I hope
you,
I'm feeling better
cause it's a sin
and close
to tell
with love
a
the way
lie.
you used to do.
So be sure it's true
Write down,
when you say
write
I
myself
love
a
you,
letter.
cause it's a sin
Make
to
believe
tell
it
a
came from
lie.
Oh, match made in heaven. Match made in heaven. Match made in heaven.
you. 31. Hey.
You got to take that on the road. I'm serious. You got to take it on the road.
Yeah, we've taken it on the
Asheville.
road, and we've also run over it a few times.
Hey, anybody in North Carolina, July 8th, we're going to be in Weaverville outside of Asheville. You can find it on my website.
Every time we play that, somebody says, "Take it on the road." I mean that.
All right, Mick. I get you. I see you, Mick. I see you. Do you have any projects in the works, things that you're really interested in that we can support in some way?
Wow. Projects. Well, pretty much just staying in town as an educator at the Frank Hamilton School. I don't have any long-term projects. It's just pretty much it's just a working retirement in progress. I have my kid. My whole dream was to have a family band. So my sons all grew up. They all grew to play instruments. I'm like, okay, we got the family band, and then like one moved to Brooklyn and one moved to New Orleans, and one's like on the road all the time. One's still here in Pine Lake, so I still have one son here, but I used to call it this is my pension plan band because I was hoping, hey, I hired you all for all these years. Well, hey, remember me? Like, could you hire me? Like,
One of them lived
so
with
that's
hubby
I'm
in
hoping that'll
Brooklyn
fit.
for a while.
Is that Evan?
Nick,
Yeah.
Mickey.
Okay, but Evan is still in your area.
So
Okay, so
I'm hoping,
Evan's stuck.
hoping to get a farewell tour reunion for that band because for me it's going to be a farewell, like with the Green Bananas. I never know. You never know how long I'm going
The
to.
the Hickhoppers. I love it. And what instrument are you playing with the Hickhoppers?
Well, yeah, it's a very eclectic band. It depends what genre we're playing at the time because we also go by the Griddle Lickers. Or sometimes the Griddle Lickers. It's names of convenience, but it's Cajun. It's mostly traditional. It's Cajun and swing and uh,
Old time.
old time music, Appalachian and blues and ragtime and stuff like that. Novelty songs from the 20s and those types of things. That's the kind of music we like in the family.
Okay, I love it. I'm going to ask you to reprise the song again, but I just have to ask, are you enjoying going into like just regular stores like CVS and seeing these incredible collections of products for beards? Are you enjoying that at all?
This is just the low maintenance me. I don't know, didn't know there was products for beards.
There's products everywhere. There's men's sections, and there's different things to do different stuff to different kinds of beards.
Oh, when somebody tells me what CVS is, then I'll know.
Okay. All right. Let's do the song again, please, Mick.
All right. Yeah, this song is influenced by like a lot of my heroes, like the Beatles, and Leon Russell's a big fan of Leon Russell. But like you said, I like a lot of Dr. John. I like a little funky salsa, Stevie Wonder. So it all kind of comes out some which way. So I'll try to keep it predictable, but the melody is that's kind of the scale we're doing for you music theorists. It's a D minor. D harmonic minor. We all come through this world alone, before and after all, and all that lies between. It's only what we've done. What do we break? What do we make? Our castles in the sand, slipping through the hourglass, slipping through our hands, and just like all our plans, there's nothing left to change. We're all born to lose. We're all bound to win. You got to spin the wheel again. You know there's nothing left to change. Come through this world afraid, all afraid to turn the page, afraid our story ends, but you know when it ends begins. You got to take another chance. We're all hanging by a thread, dangling in the spider web, and all we try to hold only holds us back, tangled up again. Yeah, we're all born to lose. We're all bound to win. Got to spin the wheel again. There's nothing left to change. This is where we'd have Kevin take one. I know he's already jamming out.
Can you unmute Kevin?
Have been this way before. We'll all pass this way once more. Here we are again, where where we've always been. There's nothing left to change. I know we're all born to lose, but we're all bound to win. You got to spin the wheel again. There's nothing left to change.
Wowie zowie! Mick Kinney! Everybody, everybody, everybody.
Kevin,
Wow.
Yeah.
Three for the price of one. Three for the price of one today. I'm telling you.
The other silent majority chorus.
That was wonderful. That was so wonderful. Mick Kinney, thank you so very much for bringing your brilliance, bringing your heart, and bringing your color coordination to us today.
Everything is compost themed with me.
I love
Gardener, I'm in charge of all the decaying matter.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much.
Ground
It's it's a pleasure meeting you. And Elise, thank you so much for the thumbs up. We appreciate all the technical support from you. And yeah, if anyone's is able to see them in Asheville, North Carolina, go, be a part of it, be a part of it. And Kevin, thank you so much for the impromptu solo. That worked out really well, Kevin, in the magic flute. I love it. I love it. Okay, everybody, let's take a breath on that. Oh, I got to get to work. Uh, all right. I don't think there are any announcements at this point, but I want to thank everyone for being here today. This was really, really special. Really special. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Let's see. We're going to thank Harriet in Chicago. We're thanking Deli for being here. Susan G in Cincinnati. Cricket, thank you, thank you. Arlene with the fur baby in Berkeley. Bob rocking the red. Appreciate you, Bonnie in Boise. Carolyn in Boise. Where's your Beyonce fan? There she goes. There she goes. I love it. Storm in the Zoomiverse in Massachusetts. Storm with the crazy beard. Hey, Storm, we haven't talked about the products that you use on your beard. We've got to have you on one moment to talk about that. Kathy in Virginia, thank you so much for being here. Fred in Silver Spring, always appreciate seeing you. Ann in Silver Spring, right next door. Great having you both. Nancy with Irish Cow. Jamie in Virginia. I'm loving that behind you. Is it strawberries, tomatoes? I can't tell. Okay, strawberries. All right. Jane in Texas. Thank you for being here. Bob and a Bear in Massachusetts. Gary's here. Sherry Shakti in New Hampshire. Kat Cox in Vermont. Annette in California. Kevin Ennis is here. Hey, Kevin. Yay. Oh, yay, Kevin. Feeling you. Thank you for being here, my friend. Thank you for being here. Michelle and Steve in Silver Spring. We've got Amanda and Miles. Wow, Miles and Amanda. Oh, my goodness. Who are those beautiful people? Okay. Leon Russell. Is that Leon Russell? Okay. Yes, Leon Russell. Yes. 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 Okay. I see the resemblance. Is that Brenda? Okay. All right. Yes, Leon and Brenda. Okay. I know Brenda actually. Wow. Mabel and a bear. Thank you for being here. Deborah in Kentucky. Ruth in Birmingham, UK. Clive Humphreys. We got Willard representing the curly tops here. Thank you, Willard. Aloysius somewhere spreading love. Oh, yes. Okay, we got more. It wasn't just Willard. Okay, more curly tops. Aloysius spreading love. We've got Hoda in British Columbia, Caroline in DC, LMG, Moon in Alexandria, Virginia. Let's give a big hand to Jaden. She made it happen today. Let's give a huge hand to JoJo in Tacoma Park. What a wonderful weekend you all had. Yes, I do know Brenda Russell. Okay, that's a whole nother story. I wonder if Brenda Russell. Okay, okay. The wheels are turning. I gotta go. Jojo, can you open up and say hello? Are you available to do that? If not, I'm just being very thankful for everyone being here today. We
Joe's
really.
driving.
Joe's driving. Oh, okay. So it's Jaden. Okay, I can't see. I can't see what's going on, but I'm grateful for all of you all being here today. Thank you, thank you. You know, I'm thinking that yeah, I'm thinking we shall see. Let's see what I can conjure up. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you so much to our wonderful guest, Mick Kinney, bringing it with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you guys. I got to get to work.